Hey everyone, so this will be a bit of a comparison here and a speed test between the 2022 Amazon Fire HD8, the non-plus version, just came out a few days ago, and then the brand new 2022 Amazon Fire 7, which came out maybe a month or two ago, which is on the right here. So this is 8 inches, this is 7 inch, this is HD display, this is not HD. So basically, it's stuck at I think somewhere around 480, where this is about 720. This here in the U.S. costs $100. This now costs 60. Both have gone up from their previous generations by $10 here in the U.S., which is to be expected with inflation and everything else right now. So they cost $10 more than they used to, but both are still definitely budget tablets. Both are pretty cheap tablets here. This guy now has a new, at least new to Amazon, a hexa-core processor, and then this guy is actually rocking the processor that was in the 2020 version or the previous generation of the 8, which is kind of interesting. So both of these have new processors for each of their respective sides. So that is good. Both of these actually have 2 gigabytes of RAM. This is the non-plus version. You get the plus version of the 8, the HD8 Plus. You'll actually get 3 gigabytes of RAM. You only have one version of this with 2 gigabytes of RAM. But then, of course, you can get ones with more storage. The way I have them here, which is their base versions, is 32 gigabytes of storage, but they are expandable up to about a terabyte with a micro SD card, which is nice. So if you do want more storage, you can easily get it. Otherwise, they basically look about the same. It's just a little bit bigger than that one. And then mine is blue, where this one is black. Let's go on into the speed test here. So first we'll start off with Shop Amazon app. One thing I do want to mention as well is personally I could not get the Google Play Store to come up on either of these devices and work correctly. I got them both to download Google Play Store, but they would not open up the Play Store without messing up the tablet, without glitching out the tablet. So that is, I think it has to do with Fire OS 8. So hopefully in the future here, we'll be able to get that. But currently, I could not get it on either of these devices like I could on previous generations of both, which is a disappointment. So then you're stuck with Amazon App Store here. So let's go into that next. Alright, so that actually loaded in quite a bit faster. I think the 8 is just deciding it does not want to load in this app. Alright, I had to get out of the app and go back into it for it to load in. One thing I am noticing is this screen is has a bit more of a yellowy orangish hue to it. This one does not seem to have that. So we'll just type in here YouTube and YouTube 1, 2, 3. All right. And this is my biggest disappointment with this app store is this is not the official YouTube app. You just cannot seem to get the official YouTube app. All right, let's get on out of that. Next, we'll just go into, but we're not going to play Roblox. Both of these are capable of playing. Then both of these do have Fire OS 8, which means you can actually also screen record, which is really cool about Fire OS 8. And the 7 is actually winning. You know, we hit game mode on after the 8. We'll see how they do in the actual internet speed test here. Alright, let's go ahead and keep these open. Let's go on out of that. Alrighty. Then let's go on into Silk Browser. Both have been cleared of their histories. Both are on the same Wi-Fi. If I did not mention that already. Let's see, I cleared out the history right before making this video. So let's go into Best Buy's website. If I can spell. Best Buy, Best Buy. Both of these do have swipe keyboards if you want to use it. It does not work the best. It just misspells a lot of things, or thinks you typed in stuff or swiped in stuff you did not want to swipe in. Yeah, this is definitely more of a yellowy orangish hue to it than this guy has. So both of these are still loading in here. The 7 actually seems to be loading in a little bit faster. Maybe it's just me. 1, 2, 3. We'll hit this keyboard. And we'll let this load on in. Both of these are very much fingerprint magnets. Like we always say, these tablets are definitely fingerprint magnets. And the 7 is definitely winning. For some reason. Even though it has what should be a bit of a slower processor. Let's scroll on up. Both are also at about the same brightness. Not that that affects speed, of course. This is not usually where this pops in, but okay. Thank you, Best Buy. I do not want to take your survey. Alright, again, this is a heavier website, if you will. Most budget tablets do struggle with it. And in that, I mean, they take a bit longer to load in. As you're seeing here, all these pictures are taking a bit to load in. Of course, you can pinch to zoom. If you want, you'll probably have to do that on, especially the 7, because it is quite tiny sometimes. Go ahead and we'll hit the keyboard picture here. Alright, now there's the 8 coming in a bit faster. Go ahead and we'll hit a different picture. Okay, now that one won. Maybe the 7's a bit more optimized at the moment because it's been out longer. I do not know. That could be why. That does happen. We'll into Pokemon's website here. Alright, so that time the 8 definitely won there. Go ahead and we'll just hit this. This time the 7's winning. And even though this is a smaller display, you can actually see a little bit more on it, just in a smaller view. That's a really cool looking card. The 7 is definitely winning. Yeah. 7 is definitely winning on speed. I don't think that will do anything if I click it. It will not. Go ahead and we'll hit the Greninja here. Greninja and Zork. Alright. We'll scroll down a bit. And we'll do one more website. We will go to actually Apple's website. I've been liking this website because of the different animations it has. So apple.com. Go ahead here. So the 8 won that time, I would say. Let's go ahead. We will hit the learn more on the iPad. There we go. I will say this definitely has a bit of a better display than the 7. But if they're not side by side, you probably would not notice. But side by side, this is just, they're both about the same on brightness level as you guys saw. But this is definitely a little bit brighter. Again, the whites are more white. The colors are more popping. Like here, this is more of a blue. This looks more grayish. Just a little bit darker display, if you will. But you guys can see both of these loaded this in just fine. More than fine. There we go. Alright, then let's go ahead and we'll try to see if either of these are able to keep things open. Alright, so that is a reload for both of those. Again, both only have 2 gigabytes of RAM, which means they're not going to be very good for this. Both of them did keep that open. Alright, moving on here, back to Roblox. Interesting. 7 kept it open. The 8 did not. As you can see, it is reloading. Prime 1 tablets reload in Roblox. It takes forever. I noticed that with every tablet that has had to restart Roblox on me. Because they cannot handle games. Certain Roblox games. They always seem to take forever trying to reload back in. Alright, then we'll go back to the internet browser. Alright, so again, when they only have 2 gigabytes of RAM, they are not going to be able to keep too many things open. But both of these did this just fine. So I'm going to bite my tongue. Alright, but then like this will... Yeah, that's going to reload. And of course, Best Buy, I'm going to guess, is going to reload. Yep. Then last but not least here, we will do a quick YouTube royalty-free music speaker test. The little one has only one speaker right here. So do some, I'm using the web browser for those that want to know. Volume is up all the way. Alright, so that was only in 360p. But again, I'm using the web browser. That is why it is struggling with that. Why it keeps cutting out. So then we'll go to the HD8. Now this one has 2 speakers here and here. Again, this now has a hexa-core processor, if I can speak here. A hexa-core processor compared to a quad-core processor that is in the little one. Again, this is a new processor for Amazon to be using, and new for the 8 overall. Again, this one is using the old 8's processor. Hopefully that makes some sense. Same song, about the same part, starting at. Alright, so you all can tell me what you think. I think both of these are decent devices for the money. Personally though, if I were to get the 8, I would get the 8 Plus. It costs about $20 more here in the US. And it would just be a little bit better overall. Gives it extra gigabyte of RAM amongst a few other things. But either of these are decent for what they are. For basic usage, they are fine. Very basic gaming, they're fine. I did not show that off in this video, but they're okay for basic gaming. Internet browsing, they're okay. Probably what these are best at is for e-reading. So instead of buying a dedicated Kindle e-reader or e-reader in general, you can buy one of these. They're actually a little bit cheaper, and then you also get better processing power than you do get with a Kindle e-reader. That's probably what they're best used for, in my opinion. But overall, these are decent tablets for a good price. You guys can let me know what you think. As always, I really do appreciate y'all watching. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.